Good morning. I'm Kevin Walker with the Overland Park Chamber of Commerce. Today I'm here representing the Johnson County Public Policy Council, which is a cooperative voter education effort by all of the Johnson County Chambers of Commerce. This morning I'm with Trisha Hamilton, who's running for Blue Valley School Board, Seat 2. Good morning, Trisha. How are you?
Good morning, Kevin. I'm well. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for joining us today. And
thank you for having me.
before we get into our questions, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're running for the Blue Valley School Board?
Yes, thank you. So my name is Trisha Hamilton. I've been married to my best friend now for 24 years. We've called Overland Park home since 1998. We have 3 great kids. Our son graduated from Blue Valley Northwest in 2020. We currently have a senior at Blue Valley Northwest, and then we have a 7th grader. We moved to the Blue Valley School District in 2008 because of the reputation of the Blue Valley schools. A lot has changed since that time that we moved to the district. Our world is rapidly changing, and our schools need to provide a top-tier education focusing on the core disciplines of reading and writing and math and civics and foreign language and history. With that said, it's not just about academics. It's about nurturing responsible, respectful, well-rounded individuals who are ready to contribute to their communities and to our world.
Well, I appreciate those thoughts, and why don't we dig right into our questions. Let's start with this one. As a candidate, what are your top 3 education policy issues?
Yes, so the first thing that I'd like to see, I want to restore excellence to the classroom, academically and behaviorally. So back to the basics, emphasizing those core subjects that I just spoke about, equipping students with critical thinking, skills necessary to excel. This includes limiting excessive electronic devices in our elementary schools. The second thing is prioritizing competitive teacher compensation. Educators play a pivotal role in our students in leading, teaching our leaders for tomorrow. So an investment in our teachers is an investment in our kids' education. Along with competitive compensation in the district, we need to ensure that we are offering a peaceful and enjoyable classroom and an environment to retain those amazing teachers, so we're not losing them to private schools and other school districts. And then the third thing is getting political agendas out of the classroom and to ensure that our schools remain dedicated to unbiased, comprehensive education that prepares students to make their own informed decisions about their communities and our world.
Well, thank you for that. You know, a big part of what you do sitting on the school board relates to funding. Mm-hmm. And so what are your thoughts on K through 12 education funding?
Well, I am currently working on the budget for all 5 campuses of the nonprofit organization that I work for. So part of, which is exciting, by the way, I'm kind of nerdy that way, but part of my daily responsibility is making sure that we are being good stewards of the resources that our donors entrust to us. The half of the general budget for the state is allocated to K-12 spending. And I look forward to bringing my experience and expertise in budgeting to the board for the oversight of the district finances. We need to be, as a board, we need to be good stewards of those resources that are our taxpayer money.
And of course, tied along with education funding is student performance. Mm-hmm. So, you know, our K-12 education requires accountability measures for student performance focused on post-secondary success and career readiness. Do you believe the district is meeting expectations for student achievement?
Kevin, not well enough. And here's what I mean by that. In the last 8 years, we have seen a decline in the literacy and math scores in districts across the state. Blue Valley is no exception. It is important to aim for higher standards and strive to bring back academic excellence that the district was once known for. So this is not about bashing our school district and pointing fingers, but it's being willing to recognize there is an issue, and in order to address an issue, we have to be willing to recognize there is an issue. And Blue Valley, it does rank #1 across the state. It is #1, which looks great on paper. But our district is also in a decline. So we need to turn our focus from rankings to proficiency. When you see an assessment score that's 50% proficiency, that's 50%, that's 50 out of 100 students. That means 50% of our students are not college or career ready. We need to address that.
And speaking of college and career ready, Kansas is experiencing low unemployment rates and employers are struggling to find qualified workers. How do you see the school district helping to meet the business community's future workforce needs through work-based learning programs such as internships, training, and other career exploration opportunities?
I love this question. I think programs like CAPS are an excellent opportunity for students to give them a variety of possible future professions. I would be more interested in seeing additional opportunities like this for our students, like co-ops. You had mentioned internships, apprenticeship programs, things like that. I'd love to explore in more in depth. However, the district's highest priority must be focused on providing excellent education for all students so that they are well equipped to either continue in higher education or learn a trade or enter the workforce with the skills that are necessary for them to excel in their trade or in their jobs in the future.
And shifting gears quite a bit, what are your thoughts on the efforts in the state legislature to expand school choice?
When I get asked that question, which I do, and I always say this: we already have school choice. We live in Johnson County where you can choose private schools. We have homeschooling. We have online learning opportunities. So the problem isn't with the amount of school choice here in Johnson County. The problem is the level of education and lack of rigor that our public schools are producing.
And my last question for you, other than funding, what do you see as the greatest challenge facing the district right now?
I see a lack of strong leadership to dig into what's really happening with our year-over-year decline in student assessment measures. We need to promote a culture of high expectations in learning and behavior. Leadership should set clear expectations for academic rigor and student engagement, student learning. We need to reestablish challenging academic standards and provide a peaceful learning opportunity so that our teachers are inspired to teach and our students are inspired to learn.
Well, as I said, that was our last question, but before I wrap up, I want to give you a chance to offer any final thoughts you'd like to offer.
Thank you. Again, I'm Trisha Hamilton, and I'm asking for your vote on or before November 7th. As a Blue Valley resident, you get to vote for all 4 seats that are currently available on the board. I'm running in seat 2. I believe new times calls for new voices. We need leaders who will stop, listen, and lead. Good leaders are able to influence in a positive way, and I'm a leader. It's not what I do, it is who I am. I will do my homework and make educated decisions and hear from all parties involved, listening, researching, and learning. So thank you for your time today. Thank you for your listeners' time today to get to know a little bit more about me and why I'm running for the school board.
Well, again, thank you for your time today. Let me remind anyone watching this recording that advance voting in person begins on Saturday, October 28th, and Election Day is Tuesday, November 7th.